I did, bro.
Fuck, man. All right, come on.
And it says that those which mourn may be exalted to safety.
Whoa, can I say, I know you got a point. I just want to say something spirit heavy right now.
Yeah.
Mourn. That's dealing with the prophets first and foremost.
That's
the governing body. Those are the ones that's going to be delivered initially, and that's going to pretty much set off that sequence of events that will lead to Israel as a whole experiencing peace, right? And the pleasures of a more. But it began with those who mourn. And this is an example of that mourning.
Yeah, that's it.
Right?
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
it tells us to cry out.
Yeah, cry out. It's the house of mourning.
Yeah.
We have mourned unto you. We have lamented unto you.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
When we say America's going to be destroyed, there's mourning. We telling you your children going to die. This is a funeral.
Yeah.
So, come on.
All right, and it says, he disappointed the devices of the captive, so their hands cannot perform the enterprise. And like I say, this prophecy, as the Lord has spoken, we go to Job, the 20th chapter, when he about to fulfill his belly, so sword and word destruction will come upon him. You know, because when you go to Psalms 2 and 8, you know, right there.
That's true. Good.
Because like I just said, it said he disappointed his devices, and one of the devices going to the main prophecy.
Right.
We're dealing with the Quran.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And niggas tired of us talking about that.
Right. They get tired, but that's one of the main prophecies.
Right. Yeah, that's spirit side heavy. Niggas getting antsy every time that subject come up.
Yeah. So, but that's what Esau planned to rule with. So he got a godlike complex.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So with the Quran, he able to control and manipulate the people. Yeah. If you don't want to serve him, he can cut you off.
Right.
You know, but who had the true power doing that? The Heavenly Father.
Right.
But here it is, he's going to be just like that.
Hey, that's heavy. Isaiah the 47th chapter. Right? That proves that dynamic betwixt these entities, good and evil. You have these devils trying to jockey for position as touching being the highest powers conceivable. Trying to challenge the Most High. Nigga want to be able to shut you down in the form of that thing.
Yeah, the Quran.
Yeah, go to sleep at a certain time, wake up.
Yeah, artificial, like I say, artificial intelligence.
Right.
You know, as people get old, they get this just, instead of having family members coming over talking or gathering, you can talk to a computer.
Right.
You know, have a real loud conversation, you know.
Yeah.
You see how Esau trying to train people's mind? No, you're supposed to be living, man.
Right.
You know, but we'll get there, like I say, in the kingdom.
Yeah.
You know, but this had to happen because that's one of his devices.
Yeah.
But there's prophecy because over that to happen, the kingdom of heaven gonna come. So this gotta happen. You know, Jacob trouble gotta happen.
Right.
You know.
And that device gonna be captured in the form of that Quran.
The Quran. That's it.
Yeah, that's the devices. Yeah, it starts with that. That's Esau. Esau putting all his chips in the center of the table right now.
Yeah.
The spirit of desperation is heavy on this man. And that pursuit to immortality. Hey, that's why I'm going to throw it out there like a disclaimer. This is not for the faint-hearted, man.
No.
Because the average person, ear hustlers, they're going to say, them guys crazy. You talking about technology and taking over the world.
Right.
Well, guess who understand that concept? Esau, the so-called white man. This man is literally trying to pursue immortality. That's why you see this nigga with his spacesuits, which is a replica of the new bodies. You have a desire to go out into the heavens. Hold up. That sounds like the promises, man. That's going to be given to the elect of the nation of Israel, beginning with the elect. You got something up real quick?
Just going back to the devices. Psalms 140 and verse 8, he says, grant not, O Lord, the desires of the wicked. Further not his wicked device, lest they exalt themselves alive.
Okay.
So just going back to the devices, which it could mean a plan or a plot, but in these modern times, that device, that plot is going to actually lead to an actual device, man, which is that sea hill. And that's why I says lest they exalt themselves, because this is what this man and his think that he would keep his head above water, keep him exalted, and have him as the God on planet Earth by him implementing this thing. But the scripture said the Lord is not going to grant him that desire, to be like the Most High, because that's already in his mind. I mentioned Isaiah 47, niggas say, I am. Well, the Lord's going to set that down real quick when that destruction takes place.
And can I add too that your desires take place in your mind. It's driven by your reasoning, your aspirations, right? It's all captured by a thought. Well, how does that apply to the so-called white man in his present life? Well, these secret meetings, you had a Bilderberg meeting, you had the meeting out in Brussels, the secret councils of the wicked where these devils physically descend upon one another in these think tanks. That they literally call it think tanks, right? That's the desires of the wicked that take place in these think tanks where these devils is formatting, right? Laying out, concocting, strategizing plans to fulfill that desire. And it all, again, revolves around the Quran. Look, if you follow these, look, man, all of you jakes out there that's committed to these groups, or like Adam added, right? Don't come to us. Because you're going to have a lot of jakes that think they can finesse the Most High, straddle the fence, and they think they got a plan B. But the Spirit going to be on us. We're going to be able to sniff you out. Nah, you follow Adam Abbott. Yeah, come on.
God, that was it on that.
Yeah, the scripture's clearly. Matter of fact, oh man, you ain't got it set up. I wanted to look up that word device.
Con. Show me that, man.
Yeah, you can. You want to go ahead and cut it, yeah. And afterwards, you can probably.
Con.
Right. Yeah, again, you're going to acknowledge the word of the Most High, the prophecies. You're going to have to eventually concede to what's being spoken. Again, I mentioned that in Mark, the 11th chapter. Say unto this mountain, be ye removed. The key word there is say. Meaning that how about Shema Shah will eventually declare the downfall of the so-called white man. It will be spoken into existence. Oh, you can read about that. That's in the book of, what's that, Proverbs? Is that Proverbs? No, Ecclesiastes, the 8th chapter. Where the word of a king is, there is power. And who may say unto him, where doest thou? That proves that there's going to be a resistance. Once this word goes forth, you're going to have those to resist it because it's going to be far out there. It's going to be far beyond their reasoning and comprehension. Yep. All right, come on. So we got this word device. Matter of fact, let's read the precept again.
The book of Psalms, chapter 140, verse 8. Grant not, O Lord, the desires of the wicked. Further not his wicked device.
Yep, further not his wicked device.
Lest they exalt themselves, Salah.
See, and what's the exalting process? Being in power. Yep. That proves that everything revolves around dominion.
Yeah, that's it.
Christianity trick you niggas, has you thinking that you get into the Bible just to live peaceably with your next door, the nigga in your apartment complex. Meanwhile, Esau is seizing control of the resources of the planet Earth and strategically putting the pieces together to occupy the power seat.
Right.
Now, what Yahweh said in Matthew the 10th chapter, to go out and preach that a kingdom was at hand. When you go into the word kingdom, it literally translates to dominion, man. All right, so come on. Now we got this word device.
The word device, Strong's H2162. And it reads, wicked device, evil plan.
Mm-hmm.
It says a plot.
Evil plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is an evil plan.
Yeah.
Especially the Quran.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You say he's trying to conquer the whole earth as he must fulfill his belly. But like say his latter end, when you go to the Isaiah 47 and 6, he just think about his latter end.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? His latter end is what? That this bitch gonna burn. You gotta know out.
Had a root to it, and it says the root word is just to have a thought devise, plan, purpose, it says to plot of evil intent.
All right, look at it. And I think about how he gonna crash the society to get the people to, you know what I'm saying, to believe in him.
Right.
That's a wicked plan, man.
Yeah.
You know, you gonna style people out, people gonna, you know.
Yeah.
Only a wicked man would do that. Only an evil man would do that. And Esau is set up in that policy. You know what I'm saying? Because this is known as the great and dreadful day of Yahweh Shema Shai, as Revelation 12 and 12 say that he gonna come down, having great wrath. You know, but guess what? He's not gonna destroy the elect. You know, he's gonna destroy those that was written to be destroyed, as 2/3 of our people shall be cut off. You know? But that's why our faith kick in, as we doing what's pleased the Lord, you know, to receive salvation. Understanding that the so-called white man, he gonna use his wicked devices. You know? You gotta do it.
In the Strong's, it says to plan, usually in a bad sense.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the very dynamic of a trap.
Mm-hmm.
It's like playing is a certain wisdom that comes with it. You set it up in such a way.
Strategic.
Yeah, strategic. Right? You create scenarios. Like you have like a food.
Bait.
Yeah, bait. And that's how the Quran is going to be presented.
I'll be talking about, man.
Yeah, it's going to lure you in. You're going to be driven to it. It's going to be, like that stall you was going into. You consider a stall. A stall is designed to lead you to a certain destination due to circumstances. You turn this way and you can't go no more. Right? It's like a maze. You turn this way, then the wall shuts you off. You got to go this way. You got to turn. That's the idea of a stall.
Yeah. He gonna set it up, as you know, the family.
Right.
You know, the true family is the family of what? The hearing the word, but you're gonna actually have family.
Right.
You know, cannibalism coming back and say, pearly time shall come.
Right.
You go to where pearly is going to danger. You know, the time is coming. You know what I'm saying? But it's all prophecy, man. As this is gonna be the device of the so-called white man, man. You know, you gotta know.
It says, imagine, think evil.
Let's go to Psalm, the second chapter. I was telling you there, Psalms 2 and 8. You know what I'm saying? How do you imagine a vain thing? You know?
Feeling good, though.
Oh, yeah, come. Oh, that's nice. The book of Psalms 2, you said imagine a vain.
Yeah.
Verse 1, it says, why do the heathen rage? And the people imagine a vain thing.
You see that? They imagine a vain thing, with him to rule forever. You know what I'm talking about? Artificial kingdom. Mm-hmm. That's what he's trying to reach for. But remember, Job 14 and 5 said what? He have appointed his bound that he cannot pass.
Right.
You know, his days and his numbers are with the Lord. What the Lord, what it is, Romans 11, when you say, the same purpose how I raised the young.
Right,
as he was speaking on how he rose Pharaoh up to be that great king just to show his power. And what we at now? We in what? Egypt all over again. And, you know, the so-called white man, the bank, they the modern day Pharaoh. You know, and guess what? The Lord finna show his power again, man. You see? And he finna destroy it. Right. Remember what he saying, that's I think that's 2nd Ezra 15 too. I ain't gonna smite Egypt with plagues as before. When he's speaking of this Egypt, he said as before, because he showed his power in ancient Egypt in the time when he led us free, you know what I'm saying, out of captivity. But guess what? This is the Egypt that he was speaking on as he gonna smite it before. Okay, so again, he gonna show his power, you know, and he gonna bring, you know what I'm saying, death, and that's why it's known as the great and dreadful day. You know, which is what fashion approaching, you know. But like I say, the Lord gonna stop the so-called white man, all right, from hindering the elect, though that was written, you know, said to be delivered. You know, but go ahead over with that.
Psalms 2 and 1 again, it says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?
The Quran, right? You know, that's a vain thing. It's gonna come to naught. You know, right?
The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord.
That's them think tanks. summit meetings, and they go back to the mountain. The same mountain Ezekiel prophesied against, Yahweh Shai spoke against.
That's right.
And it's heavy, man. The words that should jump out, that should pique your interest. Vain, right? That's in contrast to Isaiah 55. The word of the Lord. The rain that comes from above. It said that it would not be void. Which that void and vain pretty much is interchangeable.
That's right, really.
Yeah, so this is like tingling, you know, like you have an empty cart and make noise, but there's nothing there.
That's beautiful.
Right, because in no wise will you override what's written
in the scripture.
In the scriptures.
No way.
Yeah.
You know, he says words are faith and what? And true. You know? That's right.
And they out there. Again, that's why you have a lot of resistance. You have an average spectator who would say, no, that doesn't convince me that this system that I have grown accustomed to, my universe revolves around getting up, going to Starbucks. This is a reality that I can see. And you telling me that according to that book, this is going to change? See, but it is. And that's why faith is required to even entertain this form of teaching. Because again, it's way out there. You have to be in the spirit. We were speaking about that last night. Being able to hold fast to the spirit.
That's it.
Right?
That's it.
And stand in the mindset of the spirit. Which is a realm.
In itself.
Yeah, in itself.
Yeah.
You got something
for you?
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 18. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen.
Hey, but that's one of the devices of Esau too when you go into westernization. Remember how we went through that word and it's a form of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because our people are accustomed to what they see on TV.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what our people base their life upon. How they dress, how they act, how they want people to view them. That's a deception.
Westernized.
You westernized. You overheard. You know what I'm saying? That's why Micah 2:10 said, "Arise and depart." So you have to come out of that mindset because we've been neglected and deceived.
Right.
I remember Jeremiah 9:6. Thy habitation is in the midst of the city. And that's one of his devices. How he control the people's mind by way of what? TV.
Right. Oh, it tells you that 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter. The God of this world has blinded the minds. Hey, because you can mishandle the scriptures and be snared. You have a guy to read, arise ye and depart. Then he'll start making arrangements. He'll get a passport and he'll physically arise and depart. But no, the arising as well as the departing maturation is right here.
Right, your mind.
It's right here. That's why the scripture speaks about the upright in heart.
That's right.
That's the temple being erected right here. If your reasoning revolves around the testimony of Yahweh Shai, you just elevated, right? You set in heavenly places, just elevated your reasoning versus